The name of the book is Before You Hit Send, Preventing Headache and Heartache by EMERSON, EGGERICHS. And you've written a number of books, including Love and Respect, New York bestseller. Always good to have you on the program. So you wrote the book. Why? And who's it for?
Well, it was, first of all, it comes out of my own life. And when I was at Wheaton College in chapel, someone said, you need to ask, is it true, is it kind, is it necessary, giving credit to Socrates. And I've added the fourth, clear, because I thought I was doing those first three, and people say, I still don't understand your point, because I wasn't as clear as I should have been. And so this has been something I've tried to practice, and it has prevented headaches and heartaches. When I apply this, and when I don't, I can just have 40 years of experience. I can say, if I don't go according to that quick checklist, is it true, is it kind, is it necessary, is it clear, I get myself in trouble. And we've done research, we put some heavy dollars in on this. All four of these are distinct. It's like four legs on a table. And you remove one of them, don't hit send. But if all four align, then hit send. The other side of this, some people said, well, after they read it, I thought you were telling us to shut up. And they said, no, I realize you're telling us to speak up. And I want to encourage people to have the courage, if all four are in alignment, then have the courage to share your heart. It may be their issue, they won't receive it, but you've done the right thing, you've communicated well. And I think people are insecure about being a good communicator. This book, I think, will give them that confidence.
Okay, let's go to number 3. Is it necessary? You just touched on that.
That's right. And my COO just wrote me, they were texting the thing to a friend about a woman who had dated 3 different men and broke off these relationships and was going on, and now she's going to get married. But she was going through this list of all the relationships that broke up. She said, you know, this isn't necessary. I don't need to get into that information. It's really not relevant to the person with whom I'm speaking. And that idea that sometimes we share things that really, they don't have a need to know that. Gossips want to be the first to tell and the first to know kind of thing, and you're giving information that's really not necessary. But the challenge always is to be succinct, say what's needed, and keep on point, and delete some things that really are going to contribute to, you know, discrediting in some cases of other people. Or, you know, I have one more thing to say in a marriage fight, you know, one more thing.
One more thing. Might tip it over the edge. What I've gone to doing is not putting a name, you know, to the 2, write the email, because, you know, you might accidentally hit send. That's happened.
Yes.
And you know what?
Excellent.
And the end of it, you might just go, totally delete it.
Give it 24 hours if you're angry. I mean, how many times have you, I know I have, every time I've said on an email, wow, man, that was elbowing them verbally. And it's just so simple. You know, these concepts are not difficult. They are not. And God didn't intend it to be difficult. We just don't do it. We are mad and we don't want to abide by this. But sometimes we got to return to the fundamentals. You know, there was a great football coach that said, I'm going to return to the fundamentals every season. He said, gentlemen, this is a football. You know, that's getting back. Some line said, hey, coach, can you go a little slower? You know, and some
Vince Lombardi, I think, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, the great Green Bay coach.
Yeah, exactly. And so the challenge for us is to revisit this. Don't assume. I continually go through this. I mean, many of the experts today are saying they've got checklists. Do I want the Attorney General to read this? Do I want my boss to read this? And if the answer to that is no, then hit delete.
Is it clear? I mean, you could have the first 3, but if the thing is all over the map kind of thing, then that could be also misunderstood.
That's right. You know, years ago, someone, you know, I said, I know what I mean. I just can't say it. And they said, if you can't say it, you don't know what you mean.
Wow.
You know, that really stuck.
Yeah.
And that's why I've always tried to write out, particularly if I'm emotional about something, I'm feeling something strongly. You don't have to be a gifted writer, but you have to make sure that, you know, what am I saying here? And many people, you know, just start in on emails. They don't have any context. You know, so it's just a matter of, I have to remind myself all the time, is the person, you know, following what I'm saying? Do they even know why I'm bringing this up? Do they know what the topic is? And I try to help people by making sure, you know what, if I got this email, I have no idea where's this coming from. But clarity is fundamental to what I try to do, because so often people have said, what's your point?
Well, I think sleeping on it might be good too. Don't in the emotion. And I have my wife read them over. You know,
excellent.
Especially if it's a difficult one, not the day-to-day work stuff, but something that might be a little more contentious, like what do you think? And she does a lot of deleting.
Excellent. No, I mean, that's the kind of, see, and that's why you're an effective communicator. And this does not come naturally to any of us. And one of the things that I want to say to everyone who's listening is this is something that was like, we've done a lot in the area of marriage, male and female communication. Who isn't part of my market? Well, the point is, who isn't communicating unless you're a vow of silence? So we have to understand that we are an important person. We have a reputation. If we care enough about ourselves, we will abide by this, particularly now, because Everything is worldwide, right at your fingertips.
That is a scary thought.
It is.
Before you hit send, Dr. Emerson Eggerichs, thank you very much for this very practical book. And you may be watching the program today and go, well, I'm not sure I really need to do that. Maybe, but if you have grandchildren,
yes,
we live in the communication age. Thank you very much for being on the program today.
Thank you.
And we will have more of 100 Huntley Street right after this.